It's expected that Darius will come back on Wednesday for the game against the Pistons. And the additional details to that were that he had his jaw wired shut for the last 4 weeks, had been on a primarily like a liquid diet, only recently got the screws taken out. The idea that, oh yeah, he's going to be coming back. It's going to take him some time to get back to his full fitness because he couldn't eat for like a month is kind of a wild thing to be true. But so now we're looking at a reintroduction of Darius Garland into the mix. Absolutely all-star talent, a source of sort of efficient offense, a guy who doesn't need to generate a ton of shots for himself in order to generate efficient offense for everybody, to the point where I asked him about it. He said, I hear from everybody that I need to shoot more. I need to take more threes. I have to. Do you have any concerns about the reintegration of Garland upsetting the apple cart a little bit with the rhythm and the flow that this offense has found?
I have slight concerns. I think one of the biggest takeaways, from his standpoint is we got to have that quick decision making. And that's one of the toughest things, especially for, as you mentioned, he had his mouth wired shut for a month, wasn't allowed to do any cardio, wasn't allowed to elevate his heart rate over that stretch. I expect the processing speed to be a little bit slower. And one of the great things about him, one of the things I love about his game is he's so good both on and off the ball. And I think once he kind of gets back into form, I expect it to work well. You look at last year, they were better together than they were apart. Same thing with Allen and Mobley, and obviously as the four of them together. But I think there is going to be an integration process. I wouldn't bring them off the bench just because, one, you want to get them comfortable right off the bat. The other advantage is, hey, you're still in a very soft part of your schedule. I think before the All-Star break, the only difficult games that they really have are against the Kings, who are going to be at the end of a long road trip, I believe 3 and 4 nights, and then one against Philly right before the All-Star break. So you kind of have 2 weeks here to get them back into shape, and I think you hope that it takes off after the All-Star break. But I do think that his game is one that meshes well for how they're playing, and we just can't have those record scratches from Darius where he's passing up a good look to try to get a teammate a great look. He's so good at that, and I think his heart's in the right place there, but he's got to have that quicker trigger, because I think if he's got the quick trigger and he's willing to play both on and off ball, then this works even better than it did last year.